Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am thrilled to be chatting to the lovely Andreea, who's going to be talking to us all about her journey as a holistic sleep coach. So, Andreea, welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to chat to me today. Can you just start me off by telling me a little bit about you and your journey as a holistic sleep coach?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And I'd love to share my experience because I'm very excited about it. My name is Andreea. I am a mom of two little girls, 8 and 5 years old. So I have experienced firsthand the sleep deprivation and like trying to solve sleep issues. That's what I'm here. And I'm very passionate about helping families and little ones achieve more rest with this gentle and holistic sleep approach. I can tell a little bit more about how I see this role, but I have discovered that this is a very special role to me because I look at it as wearing multiple hats. I feel like it's much more than just addressing sleep with families, but it's like being a psychologist, a family therapist, a bit of a project manager. And like recently, I've discovered that I love to dig into sleep data. So I'm a bit of a data analyst, sales communications, all of that. I find it fascinating. I feel very privileged to be in this role. And so essentially, I love to be the detective working with each family and looking at all the aspects that impact their child's sleep because there's so many. And what I really enjoy about it is very custom based because every family is so unique and every child is so unique that I like to go deep into understanding their situation and
Yeah.
addressing their unique needs.
Yeah, that's my favorite bit as well. And you talking about being a detective, it means you're never bored, are you?
Never. Every family is somewhat new. There's nuances and different contexts and
Yeah.
situations. And then that's what I love about it. It's definitely
Yeah.
not boring. It's
Yeah.
fun to me.
Yeah, totally. And so you didn't come from an allied kind of background before. You weren't in childcare or sleep or anything like that. So how did you come to decide, you know what, I'm going to train to be a sleep
Mm,
coach?
mm.
How did you wake up one day and have that thought?
That's a great question. I didn't wake up one day, but it was more as a result of my personal struggles with my own child's sleep. And like any new parent, I was looking for answers on the internet. I was asking other parents for advice, and only to be told that Cry It Out was the only way for my baby to sleep well. And I had several negative experiences working with Cry It Out sleep trainers that made me feel like I'm missing out on perfect sleep. If I could only control every bit of it as if I was a mom of a robot or something. But
Yeah.
by the time I found you and your wonderful program, I was feeling happy and I was feeling almost like guilty as if my baby's sleep was a reflection of myself. And luckily, I realized that this program was aligned with my intuition and my values. And I was able to help my child sleep much better in a responsive way. And I was so relieved to discover that a child needs to feel safe and needs to feel co-regulated in order to sleep. And we really do not need to let them cry themselves out to sleep. So I was relieved to see that one size fits all solutions are not the answer. And there's so much more to sleep. I found that really interesting. And that's why I decided to get certified.
So that personal passion became something that you now do for your career, which is wonderful. But before you started the program, did you have any
Mm.
worries or doubts about signing up?
I don't think so because by the time I had found you, I think I had tried everything and I had tapped into everything that was available out
Yeah.
there. And so I was at the point where I was feeling misunderstood. I was feeling frustrated. Actually, when I dived into your program, I dived in with full confidence that I was doing the right thing. It just felt aligned with
Yeah.
who I am and my values.
Yeah.
And the only concern that I had was that I wasn't sure if it was actually going to work. But then your program is so wonderful in the sense that I had access to so much knowledge and not just knowledge, but also like practical case studies, not just from you, but the other coaches out
Yeah.
there, that from other professionals that are in the same space. And I only gained more confidence that I was doing the right thing. And it was nice for me to see that actually the holistic and gentle approach also gives results. It might take time or it might require further investigation or going deeper into some things. But this is what the parents that I work with are looking for. This
Yeah.
is what they're craving for.
Yeah.
And
That's exactly it, isn't it? It's not like
mm,
we're just making life complicated. It's in response to something that parents are really interested in, and it's really meaningful to them to find a solution that doesn't involve cry it out. And like, they're willing to do the work, aren't they? They just need somebody who will work alongside them, which is where you come in, obviously. So I'm curious then, with all of that said, were you experiencing like any frustrations? Did you have any obstacles you needed to overcome? Was there anything that was affecting either your ability to help families or grow your business? Like, where were you with all of that?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, because I think that will reflect not just of my own experience, but in general, like the holistic sleep coaches out there. I feel like we are up against like the cried out mainstream sleep training voice that is very loud on social media, because parents are desperate for quick solutions. And the promise of perfect sleep in 3 days is very appealing to them. So I would say that was my challenge, to use our voice in this sea of misinformation and to have to re-educate parents. I think this is the big one, because by the time they come to us, they have already been exposed to a lot of misinformation. So that is a bit challenging, but it's also exciting, because when parents have discovered what biologically normal sleep is and what research actually is saying, and it just makes sense and it clicks with them. So there's definitely hope. They get the feeling of hope that there's a middle ground between cry it out and doing nothing. There's actually something in between. So good sleep can definitely be achieved with
Yeah.
mental and holistic approach. I'd like to look at it as a challenge, but more of an opportunity, if you will,
Yeah.
because we can't convince the rest of the entire world that they must try it. But I think we attract the right parents who seek the
Yeah.
right answers, and that is nice. It's nice to work with parents that feel aligned with us.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lovely way to work, isn't it, when you're both on the same page? And I'm thinking back to what you said before about you came to this as a parent who had several experiences with mainstream sleep trainers with your own children. Like, how has the program changed the way you think and influenced the way that you support families, manage your business, all of that?
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, this is a one of a kind program. I would say that this program is very unique and there's no other program out there. I wanted to say that kudos to you, Lindsay, for being our role model and mentor. To me, this made the biggest difference, right? Not just the wealth of knowledge and the theory part of it, but having access to amazing mentorship was a game changer for me, because I also learned how to become a good coach, how to think as a good coach, right? How to
Mm.
ask the right questions. But to me, what made a big difference was just to learn how to listen
Yeah.
to parents, to really dig in and get to the heart of the issue. And that's a bit of an art. And so I couldn't learn this on my own if it wasn't for your amazing guidance. And I feel that once I grasped that, my service has improved towards families. And I feel like the families I work with feel deeply understood and validated, because they know that I go very deep with them. I not only look at the sleep data, but I ask a lot of questions. I want to make sure that I get a good, well rounded view of their situation. And I also help break down a complex sleep issue into like smaller, more manageable steps. And so that allows them to start seeing results sooner. So 100% it's been the mentorship that meant the world to
Oh,
me.
that's wonderful to hear. And it's so true, isn't it? It would be easy to think that you can just learn the theory and the strategies and then off you go. But so often you're right, it's learning how to think and how to speak to people, how to ask the right questions. That's just something that sometimes you just need to bounce that around a room and get some feedback with, don't you? Sometimes you just feel stuck and you need to reflect on it a little bit in a safe space. So that's the value of the mentoring, isn't it?
100%. Yeah.
Was there a specific moment when you realized things were getting there, improving, like in your business or whatever? Was there a moment for you?
With the value of the support system and being exposed to the work of other coaches and just learning from other
Mm.
coaches, you start connecting the dots. And somewhere midway through the course, I started gaining the confidence that I could do this work. So I started working with a few clients pro bono at the beginning to validate my knowledge, and I started seeing positive results right away. And it was almost like building one block on top of the other. I got positive results, and then I got some positive testimonials. That flywheel, as I believe Emma coined that term, started taking off slowly but surely, and more parents started reaching out. But I think it requires lots of patience and understanding that there's a lot to learn, but it is definitely worth it, every bit of it. And like when we see results and we get parents to us saying that we've changed their life and they, yeah, known that and they've heard a lot of things from us firsthand for the first time ever in their life, it means the world to me to
Yeah.
play that role in their life.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sure you get that kind of feedback all the time, but are there any
Yeah.
stories or cases that you can think of that are particularly meaningful to you, like any feedback or outcomes that you want to share?
Yes. So I have several stories that I'm proud of, but there is one that particularly proud of, which is supporting a mom who is also a pediatrician. She came to me when her baby was 9 months old, and I was able to help reduce the night wakes and re educate her on baby's unique sleep needs and the right sleep environment. And there was a lot of re-education that I did with her, and she was very happy with my service. But what really impressed me was that she actually admitted to me that she learned a lot from me because pediatricians are not trained in sleep, and she had no clue about a lot of the things that she had learned. And that gave me a lot of confidence because it made me realize that there is an opportunity. And the cherry on top, if you will, was that she even suggested a collaboration, which I'm looking forward to spread the awareness about gender holistic sleep in the
Wow.
community. That to me
Yeah.
was absolutely amazing because those are the kinds of partnerships that I think we should look for. So
Yeah.
I got that validation early on, which
Yeah.
was nice.
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity. And yeah, well done. That sounds like a great piece of work, but also that it's hugely validating, but it's humbling as well, isn't it? When you work with somebody who you've been able to educate them. What a gift. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you've had a lot of personal validation, but like beyond business, has
Mm.
the program impacted you anywhere else in terms of work-life balance, your confidence, family
Mm.
life, anything else that has been
Yeah.
changed?
Yes, 100%. I was looking for a program that would allow me to work flexible hours around my family's needs. And so the program has definitely allowed me to do that. I love the flexibility. And I would say just the program has been an amazing investment in my career and it just means my personal development because I have learned so much from
Mm.
you, Lindsay, from Emma, and from the other coaches. It just gave me the confidence that I have the right credentials to work with families and in a way that works for me and my family. So that flexibility aspect that is so
Mm.
important for moms.
Yeah, amazing. So glad to hear that. And what have you achieved? How do you handle challenges running your
Mhm.
business or working with families? How does that play out for you?
I think the biggest achievement for me has been to learn to become a just a better coach, learn how to listen and ask the right questions, and that allows me to communicate with families and to make sure we're on the same page, and also to break down those complex issues into manageable steps. That for me has been the biggest learning and I would say achievement. I like to look at it because it changed also the way I do other things in my life.
Yeah,
Like it's a mindset
yeah,
that I have gained. In terms of challenges, what I find interesting is that parents come to holistic sleep coaches thinking that we are some sort of like wizards that can solve a big shopping list of sleep issues, all of them all at once, right? And like I said, that's an opportunity because I have learned to manage that better in terms of setting realistic expectations and work with like real data, not just with wish list. And I think part of that is because the parents compare naturally their child's sleep with other children's sleep. And I've learned to help them lean in to their own child sleep needs and avoid comparisons with other children because a lot of parents believe in the 12-hour a night. I don't know, like for example, a 7-month-old baby should sleep 12 hours overnight and have 3 very long naps, only to realize that's not going to work. And yeah, it is a challenge, but an opportunity because I have learned how to address that. And like I mentioned before, it's also the re-education part. By the time parents come to us, they have already been exposed to a non-evidence based information And so the challenge is that we have to do re-education on that in order to be able to set realistic sleep goals. But yeah, that's what I learned in the program.
It seems like what you're saying is you've learned to problem solve, but you've also learned how to gently challenge with compassion. So, some of those unrealistic expectations and re-educating your clients, but also the public as well, because I know you've got a new social media page that hopefully you're going to be able to support so many more parents there with just sharing really good information that they can learn from. You're doing wonderful work. We're proud of you. How's the program different? I'm sure you looked around at other options. Like, how is it different from anything else that you thought of or tried? I know you had some brush with Cry It Out and stuff, that kind of narrative and rhetoric beforehand.
I've done a lot of research before joining your program. So when I did, I was very confident that I made the right choice because the program really stands out like no other that I've seen, really. I mean, it's packed with the most up-to-date sleep research, case studies, continuing education on topics that touch not just sleep, but like the other areas that are related to gentle and holistic sleep attachment, family dynamics, physical, mental health, development, health in general. So it's very rich in real life examples and it goes beyond, it is truly holistic. And so I think I have gained a holistic view and I feel well equipped to work with families.
Yeah, amazing. And if you hadn't joined us, where do you think you would be in your business or your work life? What would be different?
I have no idea because I certainly would not have joined any other, like I wouldn't have joined a mainstream sleep training program. It just seemed not aligned with my values. And no, I think it was meant to be. Like it just all made sense to me that by the time I had found you, I had done kind of research on my own. And I didn't realize that I was actually leaning in that direction. So only after going very deep into gentle sleep and holistic sleep, I realized, okay, it just made sense. I don't know what I would have done. I just wanted to say that this program is very aligned. It feels right also from a timing perspective because living in North America at the moment, I feel like I'm joining this kind of movement almost, the sleep revolution movement that promotes responsive sleep approaches and not just the traditional old sleep training. So I don't know. I got quite deep into it. So I can't imagine doing anything else, which is nice.
And I suppose I've been thinking, because you told me a little while ago that you've only just really started your social media. So quite often, one of the things that people worry about is maybe they don't like social media very much, or they are worried about having a social media presence. How is it that you have managed to grow and get lots of clients and be successful without yet really getting stuck in? Like, where have those clients come from? Just to encourage others who are panicking that in order to be successful, they've got to have 10,000 followers on Instagram or whatever.
It's interesting you say that. I think that the moment I realized that to me, like every single family that I work with is so important and I focus on quality and not quantity. So the moment I focus on have I done my best to help this family, then you forget about vanity metrics and then you continue to attract the right people. Versus, vanity metrics can bring in like people that are not aligned with you, and that can actually end up being a waste of time and energy. So I would rather grow slowly and just focused on and speaking the truth. I'm focusing on sharing a bit of what I've learned with working with other families. I'm just putting it out there in small bites, one at a time, to share with other people and spread the word. And taking small steps feels a lot more manageable than trying to climb a mountain overnight.
So where have those clients come from? How have you managed to grow your business side or beyond just social media?
It's interesting because I think it has so much potential because a lot of parents have found me through, I would say, so word of mouth is important. Going back to the flywheel analogy, is important for people to know what we do. So putting ourselves out there, it's actually, we're doing people a favor. Parents are desperate to learn about us. And so I see people getting so excited about, wow, I did not even know that you exist. We do need to put our name out there. And I haven't done this enough in the local community. but I will do. But the parents are just through groups that I'm part of, and I guess a bit of a word of mouth, but also through the lovely database that you have created. I think the more we post, people are gonna check us. They look for more information about our work, and it comes from different places. But the most important thing is to put ourselves out there so people know we.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You are certainly doing a good job of speaking the truth, and people will find you, won't they, from different sources. And of course, word of mouth is a wonderful way of getting clients because you really know you've done a good job. If somebody will recommend you to their best friend or their family member, then you know you've definitely done something right, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great compliment. What would you say to anyone thinking of joining the program who's maybe on the fence, they're not sure if it's right? What would be your message?
Yeah, it comes down to values. So if your values and what you believe in is aligned with the values of the program, then all you have to do is follow your gut, right? Very easy. If it makes sense to you, just follow your gut because the program takes care of the rest. You and Emma are pioneers in the gentle and holistic sleep space. And I would say it's the best certification available to support families in this space. So have zero hesitation and jump in, and you will get the best support available. You're joining a network of coaches with a lot of experience, and also the business has potential to scale, which is fantastic. So the best investment I have made so far, and you're offering payment options that make people easy to join. And if you believe in the program, just join. Zero hesitation.
Oh, thank you. It means a lot. We love working with our students and graduates, and it's a treat for us to continue to work with you. That's one of the most fun things for me, actually, is those coaching calls that, of course, you can keep coming back to. Absolutely love it when somebody that trained with us 2 or 3 years ago hops on a call. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good because this person really knows their stuff. So this is going to be a fun conversation about something we can all get our teeth into today. So that's definitely the most fun part for me, is seeing everyone else's journey, but also that concept of we never ever stop learning from each other and from our clients. And that's a really fun part for me, as well as hopefully for you guys as well. I suppose we need to wrap up because a lot of people are going to be watching this going, oh my gosh, I need some Andreea in my life. So how can people find out more about you? How can they work with you? What's the best way for them to reach you?
Yes, thank you for asking. I have recently launched my Instagram page so people can find me at the Good Sleep Coach. I post tips on a weekly basis, and I also endorse other professionals' work because I want people to get a big picture view on holistic sleep and gentle sleep approaches. Definitely you can find me there, and my website www.thegoodsleep.ca at the moment, or Andreea at thegoodsleep.ca. You can send me an email or just ping me on Instagram, and I'm just one ping away. And I love to chat with parents. Any questions are good questions. I love to answer any question that comes my way. So yeah, I look forward to connecting with new parents and help get them a bit more rest.
Wonderful. Thank you again. Once again, we are so proud of you. Thank you for the amazing work that you're doing with families. And thank you for making the time to talk to me today.
Thank you, Lindsay. My pleasure. Thank you very much.